Welcome to Fast Antics. In this episode, we fit harnesses to the Volvo in preparation for street weekend. Right then. So, got the Volvo, prepping it for street weekend. One thing I thought might be a good idea was to put a harness in it. Now, I wasn't going to bother, but the problem with the seats in the Volvo, not when we put any more buckets in there, is they're very flat and slabby. And as you go around corners or anything, you slide around in it. So if anything goes a bit squiffy and you try to correct yourself, you're fighting keeping your bum in the seat, and it just makes it all a bit trickier. So just thought, for safety never takes a holiday. So we would put a little harness in there. So what I did is I ordered up some custom harnesses, well, custom-ish harness from a company called TRS, and you get to choose the end fittings, whether they be rings or clips. You get to do 3-point, 4-point, 5-point, 6-point, colours, all kinds of stuff. I want to mount them in the car, but I don't want to be mounted all of the time, so I want it to be removable, so I went for clip-ons. And the way I'm going to attach that to the car, I'm going to leave the original seat belts in. I'm going to take the bolt out that holds the seat belt to the bottom, I'll show you later, and replace it with an eye. So that the original bolt comes out, that goes in, that's one side, clip-on, perfect. The other side has a nut, so that wouldn't work. So I found these. They are official tethers. They're all crash rated and signed off and certificated and stuff. Made by these guys. And they bolt on where they go behind the bolt on the door side for me, and then the harness can clip onto them. And you can also manipulate them a little bit and twist them a teeny bit. So got them, and then for the back, I'm going through the rear seat belt mount and rear one clipped on. So let's take a look. Price wise, I went for the aluminium buckle upgrade on the shoulders. So I think they're 116 or 120, something like that. Which I didn't think was too bad for a slight customation. Ooh, a bit sexy. So, there's the aluminium buckles. Oh, they're rude. They've got like a quick release on them. Oh, you're kidding me. Look what they come with. To be fair, I don't think they'd be long enough. But that's good for you guys to know. 3-point aluminium straps. Or sport it. Boom. Just like that. Right, better slam them in the car. Right, well, we've read the instructions, but they say to put it through the rear seat belt mount. But I got a feeling it's going to be a little bit too squiffy, so I have also got a plate I can use behind the seat and rivet that in. Let's go have a look. Normal bolt through the seat belt neck, so that is going to go through there, tighten up, and then we can clip the harness on. The other side, this is where I had the problem, otherwise I just used 2 of them. I've actually got a nut, which is a bit of a pain. That's okay, use one of these plates to go onto there, to come up here for a harness click on. Now the rears are the issue. If we take a centre line through here, I'm going to say it ends up about there, in the middle of that seam, which is nowhere near any of the mounting points. Let's have a look. Oh my god, it's disgusting under here. What happens when you use your race Volvo to take the kids to school? So yeah, we don't have a mounting point. We've got a mounting point here, right on the wheel tub, way far over, and one here, which again is way too far over. So yeah, solution is needed for that. Maybe a third mounting point. So I've got this one in, and I managed to even get the carpet all back, so it looks pretty stockeroony, just poking out the carpet. Tried the bolt-up version, so I'm going to be using this specialist piece of equipment. I'm actually going to put it behind the seatbelt mount, so I'm going to put this one on first, followed by the spacer collar so the seatbelt can rotate, followed by nut. You can see that's not the correct orientation for that though, that needs to do a 90-degree twist and come out a bit. So over to the vise, we'll give that a little manipulation and we'll come back. This just needs to do a 90-degree twist, and then a slight bend away. Thinking about that should do it. Let's go and take a look. Crazy to think that's okay, but that's what the instructions say. And that's that side sorted. Now it's just the boot. Let's get the first half of the harness in now and let's hang it over and have a look. Now I don't know if we're going to go through the headrest or round the headrest, but let's start by going through. Strap. Oh, like a glove. That was a very satisfying noise. Boom. I've got the waist straps done. Shoulders aren't done up yet, but just to get them dialed in, then we'll know how long the shoulder straps kind of want to be, and I'll know whether they go which side of the headrest. So we're looking at about there. So let's go and mock that up in the back and see how much we've got there and how big the V is and what side of the headrest we need to go. Definitely inside the headrest, so that's good to know. Now we need to figure out how we're going to fit it into the back. As I say, it really comes to about there, which is miles from there and from there. Right, well, I don't really want to put a new hole in my car. Well, I've decided. Just going to have to drill a hole. X marks the spot. I've looked underneath and I'm all clear. Spread a plate on the back. Job done. So let's get the drill out and work our way up, and I want to get as tight this upholstery as I can. Right, let's just leave that in there and have a look under the car. Get this thing up. Yeah, there it is. That's where I thought it would be. Okay. Well, that's clear of everything. So it's going to go there. You can see the old other reinforcement plate there, so it's in the same structural area really. With that spreader plate, it'll be strong as. Right, let's drill some bigger holes. Well, that's that base plate in. I put a bit of sealant in it while it went. I bunged a bit of sealant in there just to stop moisture getting round, basically. And there's also one rivet in the corner which comes on the plate. It's basically to stop it twizzling, I think, while you're trying to tighten it up, and just a bit handy to have one in there to stop it moving while everything goes off. So that's all on there. I'm going to put a second nut on the bottom for extra security, and I'm going to Loctite that one on. So I'm just going to tighten it up from inside. Cool. So that's that. That's that all in. I'll clip my harness on, just like that, and set it all out. Right. Boom. Oh, that is absolutely perfect. Just set the height on that, and we're good to go. That's it, all adjusted up, and then double, triple, you lock it back over itself once you've finished adjusting it up. So the good point about me having all these quick release clips is I can just quickly de-harness it for the sleeper look once again. Because she is a sleeper and I'm not going to be using the harness every day. I'm not one of those guys. So I've still got my original seatbelt. So normal seatbelt day, boom boom boom, and then if we're down the strip or whatever we're doing, we can use the harnesses. I think normally the harnesses will just unclip and fold under the seat, tuck under the back of the seat, so it won't even be visible. So that's my belly clipped in, shoulder straps down. Tell you what, it does mean you need to adjust your seat a little bit, because I must lean forward every time I change gear, because that feels a bit of a stretch now. Anywho, right, on to the next thing. Boom. And I'm very glad I got these little aluminium shoulder straps, because they are quick release action. If you ever get a set of these harnesses, get the alley upgrade. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. A little bit more safety in the old Volvo. In the next episode, we'll be taking the Volvo to a little local drift and drag event, just so I can put a few tyres down on it and just do a bit of a test run, really, since it's all been put back together since the last time. Hasn't been to a drag race event with this new diff axle and a few other things, so a good little tester before street weekend. Anyway, nice to see you. Take it easy. Don't forget, like, subscribe, yada yada. Ciao.